Welcome back, Blink Squad. Thank you guys so much for joining me on another video. So, it's a little after 11:30 on this thankful Thursday, and I've been doing a lot of reflecting lately. Not sure if you guys are familiar with earthing or grounding. If you're new to this channel, thank you so much for joining me. Please check out, I think it was maybe the last video that I did, or maybe the one before that. I posted a video about grounding or earthing, and it'll explain to you what I'm talking about. But I've been grounding lately, and I guess because of that, I've taken some time to reflect. And I've been thinking about 2020 and how maybe this is not my year to conceive. Like, let's be real. In 2018, I had three pregnancies. Of course, they all ended in miscarriage, but I had them. In 2019, I was pregnant once. And I've been thinking maybe 2020 was not a year for me to conceive. Maybe it's a year for me to pinpoint what exactly is going on with me and, work on that before actually trying to conceive. So, you guys don't know it, but I've actually been attending a workshop since December 16th. It's a private group that I'm a part of on Facebook. We get together and do some Zooms, and it's with a doula or midwife, I should say. And she basically is challenging the things that those of us in the group have been told about our fertility. She's challenging us to look at things from a different perspective, as far as, take me for example. So, again, if you've been watching the channel by now, you should know that one of the things that I found out as far as my fertility is concerned is that I have a rare blood clotting disorder. And with that stated, in this group, the midwife challenged me to not look at my rare blood clotting disorder as an actual um, issue that's stopping or preventing me from getting pregnant or even causing my miscarriages, but maybe look a little bit deeper. Maybe there's some issues going on with my gut or my immune system or maybe even my nervous system. So I'm thinking that maybe 2020 is the year that I look a little bit deeper beyond what the doctors think, because remember, it's not guaranteed. They just found that issue and said, that could have caused your miscarriages. But this midwife that is running the group that I'm a part of, she's challenged us to look a little deeper and think differently on what we've been told, even for people who have things like PCOS and fibroids. And if you think about it, even people with PCOS, people with fibroids, people with rare blood clotting disorders, people with those things can still get pregnant and still have a healthy baby. Some do, some don't. So it's not necessarily a guaranteed that if you have those things, you can't get pregnant, and or you can't get pregnant and have a healthy pregnancy and delivery. So why not look and say that maybe those things are flaring up or showing up as a result of something deeper. So we're looking a little bit further into things, as I said, as like our immune system, our nervous system, our gut health, thinking about things that we eat. Me personally, I told you guys I had this weird rash on my hand that just kind of showed up out of nowhere, and nothing I've done or eaten or tried to take, whatever, has actually helped it go away. But she even touched on that and said rashes actually can show up as an issue with your immune system. There might be some type of bacteria or fungus or just something in your body trying to get out. And as a last resort, it shows up as a rash because if it can't get out your gut and it can't get out, anywhere else out of your body, it's showing up in your skin because it's trying to break through the skin and get out through the skin. So, with all that stated, I'm looking more and more at 2020 as maybe a year of healing, a year of reflecting. As I said, I knew about grounding for about a year or so now, but I never actually put it into practice. And lately, work has been extremely stressful. There's been a lot going on. A lot of you know I work at a high school. Right now, we're in the middle of a pandemic and it's chaotic. I mean, every day there's new cases. Every day we're quarantining people from staff members to students, and it's just so much. I myself has had to play three roles in one day. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's very stressful. It's very chaotic at times, and I'm like, that would not be conducive to being pregnant right now. Like, I can only imagine what kind of stress or extra stress I'd be putting on my body if I'm going through all that I'm going through and being pregnant. It would just be a lot. So I've been reflecting lately and thinking maybe 2020 is not my year to conceive, but my year to have a new perspective on things, my year to figure some things out about myself. So, on this thankful Thursday, while I am thankful for the gift of life, I'm thankful for my daughter, I'm thankful for so far, thank you, not catching COVID 19, even though I've been exposed to it through staff members, students that I work with, you know, acquaintances. I have yet to catch this thing, and I'm so happy and I thank God so much. But maybe this year is a year for me to have a new perspective, look a little bit deeper into some things, and not necessarily conceive, but get my body and my mind in order to conceive later on. Now, I'm not saying that I'm not going to keep trying, and I'm not saying that I'm just giving up altogether. But what I am saying is if I take a pregnancy test and it's negative, I'm not going to be so hard on myself. If I am trying and it seems as though I'm not getting pregnant, instead of being sad or upset about it, I'm going to look at it as, okay, maybe it's not my time yet. And I'm going to work really hard to remember the statement that I just made. Because something that I found out about myself recently is that I have an issue with consistency. As much as I like to think that, you know, I got this. If I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it as much as I want to. Sometimes it can be hard for me. And, I may say it and I may really, really want to do it, but I don't. So, 2020, guess it's my year of reflection, my year to look a little bit harder, my year to have a different perspective, a different outlook, my year to maybe do some healing because I can say I've really changed my diet. I've really started to take some more natural and holistic supplements to help my body. I've, really looked at fruits and vegetables and really started to enjoy them more than I have um, recently. So I think 2020 is just a year of getting it together. I think that's a good way to look at 2020. 2020 for me was more so getting it together, taking a moment, pausing, especially when this pandemic first hit. A lot of us were under quarantine and we just had to pause. We just kind of had to sit, couldn't do much else. So, again, on this Thankful Thursday. I just wanted to kind of recap today. Like I said, it's a little after 11:30 now, and I didn't want to close out this day without posting something, but I didn't want to post just anything. So if you're on this journey with me, and you have not gotten pregnant this year, or maybe you have gotten pregnant but it didn't stick, as we say in the trying to conceive community. Of course, it's hurtful, and of course, it's like a part of you has left. But try to see the positive in that this year has been rough for all of us. This is a pandemic that we've never experienced. Anyone living in this time right now has never been through anything like this. So this was a really tough time. So for us to be alive, for us to be breathing, for those of us who haven't even gotten COVID-19, I still say that this is a great year. I still say that we are winning. I still say that there is hope for us. So, again, Bling Squad, thank you so much for joining me on this reflective, that's what I'm going to call this reflective video. If you are not a part of the Bling Squad, be sure to hit the subscription button. And if you are a part of the Bling Squad, hit the notification button. That way you know when I post videos. Because as I just said recently, I'm working on consistency. So although I try to post every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, you never really know what time it's going to get up there, It's a lot going on. And yeah, it's 2020. There's a pandemic. So there's that too. But as always, Bling Squad, the journey continues.